The Oregon Health Authority has this new rule. It bans a microscopic mold on marijuana.
So Coin 6 wants to know what it could mean for your health and for the state's already crippled cannabis industry. We sent Coin 6 investigator Elise Haas to family farms from Portland to Eugene to get answers.
Cannabis farmers are planning on suing the Oregon Health Authority. They say more research needs to be done on this invisible mold.
So we practice what we like to call beyond indoor techniques.
Myron Chadwick and his cousin run a small family-owned cannabis farm in Eugene. Unlike indoor cannabis grows, which use small individual pots, they say part of their secret sauce is growing cannabis in living garden beds that connect down to the native soil, utilizing natural elements of the ecosystem, like flowers, wood chips, cover crop, worms, roly-polies, and garter snakes. The farmers at Can Essentials say their techniques have led them to consistent awards and accolades for their craft cannabis.
We've won 17 or 18 awards in those 7 years, mostly first and second place finishes.
You won't find any store-bought fertilizers here. Everything at Can Essentials is au naturel. However, new Oregon Health Authority rules went into effect in March. It mandates testing cannabis for a microscopic mold called Aspergillus. Chadwick says this rule is forcing many farmers to use fungicides and radiation.
Aspergillus is in the air all the time. I mean, most people don't even know it's there.
Sari Robertson is an associate professor of wood anatomy at Oregon State University. She says there's a vast misunderstanding about this mold. According to the Centers for Disease Control, Aspergillus is very common, both indoors and outdoors, so most people breathe in fungal spores every day. For people with healthy immune systems, breathing in Aspergillus isn't harmful. However, for people who have weakened immune systems, breathing in Aspergillus spores can cause an infection in the lungs or sinuses.
Any microbe is dangerous to any person with a compromised immune system. So the more compromised your immune system is, the more you have to worry about those kind of things. But most people have fairly robust immune systems. And so a fungal spore here or there is completely irrelevant.
Because medicinal cannabis is often used by chronically ill patients, pharmaceutical regulations in other countries like Canada and the Netherlands specify these products must adhere to strict safety standards regarding microbial contamination. Oregon is now following suit. But the way the OHA regulations are written, some farmers say they don't stand a chance against Aspergillus.
It is basically ubiquitous in the environment. It's in soil, it's in compost, it's in wood chips, and it's basically we're breathing it all the time.
The new rule in Oregon tests for the presence of 4 pathogenic species of Aspergillus. It requires the samples to show no Aspergillus at all. According to industry estimates, in general, about 10% of cannabis fails the Aspergillus test after harvesting. With high taxes, historically low wholesale prices, and an inability to deduct business expenses given cannabis is still federally illegal, that 10% could be all of a farmer's profit margin. It's the difference between harvesting next year or closing their farm and selling their license.
Now, a grower like us who's growing in soil with compost and wood chips, we are at a much bigger disadvantage because it's ever present in our greenhouses, but it's affecting farms up and down the line.
Marianne Kurtzigi has a cannabis farm in Damascus. She got into the cannabis industry after using the plant to battle cancer and chemotherapy. Her grow is entirely indoors, using a more controlled setting, yet she's still concerned about the impacts of this new regulation.
There's a huge amount of uncertainty about the Aspergillus and the mold and mycotoxin tests.
One option for farmers to pass the Aspergillus test is to irradiate the weed with X-rays or gamma rays. A peer-reviewed study from the Netherlands shows irradiation is effective at killing Aspergillus and did not impact the level of THC or CBD, but had caused the loss of cannabis terpenes. For medical cannabis users, terpenes offer different therapeutic values and medicinal properties.
So who wants to smoke radiated weed? Nobody. I'm a medical patient, and so if there's something that I don't want to put in my body, why would I sell that?
In Oregon, if a lab detects Aspergillus, a farmer's crop fails. They're given a chance to treat the cannabis flower with radiation or ozone, but if the bud fails a second time, the Oregon Liquor and Cannabis Commission requires farmers to destroy the product.
For outdoor farmers, you have one crop a year. And if you destroy it, that is your entire livelihood. That is your entire income for a whole year gone in smoke.
This new regulation comes after a 2019 audit tasked the Oregon Health Authority to research Aspergillus. But the agency didn't have enough money or resources to study it. Instead, they collected data from other states with legalized marijuana. According to OHA, at least 22 other states require there to be no or very little Aspergillus detected on cannabis. Coin6 found 16 states don't test for Aspergillus at all. Earning estimates show the remediation companies who make products to kill mold spores stand to make billions of dollars from this new regulation. Farmers say the standard radiation machines can cost $20,000, up to $500,000.
So talk about a play to get the small guys out.
If this continues, Chadwick says small family farms like his will go extinct.
Growers are scared to even plant their crops because the price of cannabis outdoors is so cheap that, you know, the extra testing costs, the remediation costs are just too much for them to handle.
I had questions for the Oregon Health Authority. I contacted them about this regulation. They say the mold can thrive in cannabis's moist environment, so the focus shouldn't just be on remediation. They say prevention is key. In a statement, the agency said in part, testing for Aspergillus ensures that the risk is lowered once the product moves to the next stage of storage or handling. This isn't to say that Aspergillus couldn't occur further down the supply chain. It could, and that's why cannabis businesses should implement prevention measures. OHA says Aspergillus is also very heat stable, meaning that combustion or heating cannabis to smoke does very little to kill spores before it's inhaled into the lungs.
I don't think we should ever minimize the harm that can be done by aspergillosis and Aspergillus. However, it is very, very rare. And so it's really important to understand that we have to be safe and we have to understand that people have been hurt, but we can't go so far in the other direction that we shut down people, places, times, industries, just to control something that is poorly understood.
Back at the farms, Kurtsaji is now using chlorine dioxide gas to clean her plant rooms between crops. So far, she hasn't failed a test and is hoping for the best. Chadwick recently had several batches of crop fail on his outdoor farm. He says he has no choice but to irradiate the cannabis because he can't afford to destroy it. As a result, cannabis growers across Oregon have a public campaign and are bringing a lawsuit to get an emergency stay on this law.
So that we can gather more research and the state can gather research on, are the lab results effective? Is this actually something that we should be scared about?
Though he's not required to, Chadwick is now putting a disclaimer on his flower, notifying cannabis consumers it's been irradiated. Chadwick says consumers have the right to know, for good or for bad, what they're smoking. The Oregon Health Authority does not believe that it is in the interest of the public health to pause Aspergillus testing, but farmers are arguing that there are more reasonable alternatives than destroying their crops. Farmers suggested things like putting warning labels on their packaging or allowing them to turn the cannabis flower into oil. Another idea is having a separate medical-grade cannabis for the immunocompromised customers.